The governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, just gave more than $700 million in taxpayer money to fund a massive Chinese battery plant in Big Rapids, Michigan. Residents there are protesting this. Tudor Dixon ran for governor of Michigan. She's host of the Tudor Dixon podcast, and we're honored to have her join us tonight. Tudor Dixon, thank you so much for coming on. This is one of the stories, it's hard to believe it's real. How could Gretchen Whitmer have gotten away with this?
Well, how did she get away with this? But how is it not a bigger story what we've recently found out? Because we gave the state of Michigan, lawmakers and Gretchen Whitmer have decided to give this company $715 million in taxpayer dollars. But in the company bylaws that are on the company website, it clearly states that when they get to Michigan, they have to have a CCP organization on site, a Chinese Communist Party organization on site, a propaganda arm of the CCP right in the center of the country in Michigan, 1 square mile of CCP in the center of Michigan, and that has to influence the grassroots of the corporation. So think about that. They have to have the CCP there. This is in the bylaws. Clearly, the lawmakers and Gretchen Whitmer read these bylaws. You would have to know what the company's operations are going to be. This is nowhere near any of our car manufacturers, any of our automobile manufacturers. So what exactly are they doing in this rural area in Michigan? But to top it off, we now know that about 250 to 300 will be housed at the local university there. Chinese nationals. These are not going to be American jobs. They're bringing Chinese nationals in to take these jobs, and they will be housed at the local university, where the local university has just so happened to be telling people this is such a good idea, you have to have this corporation here. So how much money are the Chinese going to give the local university?
And Gretchen Whitmer, who strikes me as extraordinarily corrupt. I mean, someone got paid for this. Do we know who?
Well, we need to find that out, but obviously lots of people are involved in this. You have lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, but you have Gretchen Whitmer, and we have said from the very beginning this is suspect, and now you have the community rising up. So Big Rapids actually said, you know what, we don't want this in our town. We want this to move out. Goshen said we're going to move to the town next door. They're still pushing. You still see local people coming up and saying this does not make sense for us. We don't want the arm of the Chinese Communist Party right here in our small town. But think about this. This is truly an organization. It clearly states it has to be the Chinese Communist Party setting up in the middle of the country. You're surrounded by, Wisconsin has an Air Force base. You have a lot of opportunity to spy on the United States if you're right in the center of the country. And they're writing, clearly stating that they are spying on the United States.
I mean, it's Michigan, a state that used to build things.
Right.
The self-respect is gone. It's so sad to see. Tudor Dixon, it's great to see you tonight. Thank you for that amazing story.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.